Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, we got a night session ahead of us, a very special night session with a very special announcement, actually. Whoa, I wonder what the announcement is. Let's just sit here and think about it for a little bit, huh? Pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and make our way to the chair, shall we? Hey, well, a special announcement can't be had without a special drink. A special occasion drink. On the draft menu today, we have Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA, bought from a gas station. Hey, because you know what? We're celebrating today. What on earth do we have to celebrate? It's been, what, 270 logs? The first couple are missing, but I did film them. It's been that long. Man, I've been doing this for almost a year. Over this time, I've gathered, a following. There's like 1,400 odd, some of you. And like people watch, like you right now. You're gonna be one of like 300 people who watch me. And each video gets watched on average like 35 hours or so. Yeah, like people watch. I remember when I was first posting, oh man, let's take a look at the analytics really quick on like my first videos. Oh well, my first video is actually doing not too bad. 600 views, 36 watch hours. A lot of that happened later on though. Now what about the video Samba? Never heard of it. Log 6. That video's watched for 8 hours? Okay, that's more than I remember. I remember it being like 2. But my point is, it's been a long journey. Guess what? I finally have a merch store open. You can get this t-shirt, you can get that t-shirt, you can get it in one of 5 colors. Be sure to buy them all. And you might actually be able to do that because for this week and this week only, we're doing a crazy freaking sale. Because that's how savvy I am at business. The week where probably the most people are going to buy, as long as they were priced reasonably, you're probably going to buy it anyways. Well, I'm pricing them super freaking cheap. There you go. That's my gift to you. Thank you for watching. I still make a profit, like a little bit, don't worry, but a lot less. But I'll go ahead and say the price is 15 bucks a shirt. That's pretty affordable. I remember going to Hot Topic when I was like in high school. This was like 10 years ago. And shirts were like 20 bucks then. And that was like, like 2015 or whatever. Can't beat that. Unless you're buying like undershirts or something. That's probably cheaper. But I mean, even then, I feel like I spend like 10 bucks on a shirt, like a Sam's Club undershirt, 3 for 25 maybe. And those shirts don't even have SOAR on them. So like, that kind of sucks. And that's only going to be going on for this week. This is the start of a very beautiful thing that's about to happen. I am now a shirt merchant. I am no longer just a guitarist. I'm no longer just Sore Hands. I am Sore Hands shirt merchant. I don't have any sponsorships or anything, but this is my sponsorship now. This is how I can make money. If you want to support me in some way other than subscribing, this is how you can do it. You can drop 15 bucks on a shirt this week or 22.50 any other week after. There'll be more sales though, I'm sure, especially as more shirts drop, which we plan on doing that. So, go ahead and visit that beautiful website that should be down there. Yeah, and that website, I did not design that. I have a partner in all this, Heidi, as you guys know. She's been a viewer for a long time, and if I made these without her, these shirts would have been horrible. But she made them fantastic with her graphic design skills, and she figured out how to put that store together. I have no idea how she did that. So we are very much partners in this venture. If you want to support me, you want to support her, buy a shirt. That's how you can do it. Post yourself wearing them in the Discord or something, or on Instagram. Probably in Discord, that's like where I'll most likely see it. Be sure to flex while you're wearing it. Give me like one of those. Be sure to get a size that's a little too tight. They're 100% cotton. They will shrink just a hair, but that's a good thing because you want a tight fitting tee. I'm wearing a medium, by the way. I'm like a 163-ish pound guy. I do work out. I know, you can tell. So there's your reference. Alright, well that pretty much covers that. Did you guys like that ad? Pretty cool. I've been working on this thing for a long time. A lot of you have been there for a while too. You've kind of seen me progress as a guitarist and as just like a talking face and body on a camera. That's definitely come a long way too. I can just sort of ramble on and on. Comes like way easier than it used to. So you've seen that progression. It's been pretty cool. So I think this is a nice little like checkpoint of like, yeah, we got the store. The store is up. And I have something to sell now, which is great. Besides my guitar lessons. Hey, want some guitar lessons? I'll teach you how to play guitar. Hey, and if you come to a guitar lesson, you're wearing one of my shirts, I'll be like, hey, nice shirt. Okay, so what have you been working on? I'll probably just get right down to business. Because, it's a guitar lesson. Okay, so that's the ad. There's going to be a lot of ads going forward. Anywho, let's go ahead and get to a comment question, shall we? Alright, so I don't have a specific comment question to get into, but I do want to address something that there's been some buzz about in my comments section. And the topic is practice and how much of it you should do, my thumb, and like, do I need to take break from guitar because of my thumb injury? I woke up this morning and I went on a walk, and on the walk I was like stretching my hand and I realized that my thumb just doesn't hurt. Like for the first time in like a month, it like feels really good. So I think the technique stuff is helping, because I noticed that when I do practice, even when I'm practicing like unreasonable amounts, like I've been mentioning, at least unreasonable for like being injured, my hand doesn't usually get more injured. Like it doesn't get like too fatigued. Like it does when I play like the final part, but that's only like 5 minutes of the whole practice sesh, so it doesn't like affect it that much, I don't think. But yeah, my thumb feels really good today. It feels like basically normal. Like there's maybe a little bit of something, but when I straighten it out like that and hyperextend it, it doesn't hurt. So I don't know. Maybe it's just gotten so bad that like my brain is just cutting it off. But I don't think that's what's happening. I do think it's getting better. So that means we're practicing tonight. In regards to practicing and how much you should practice, this one is from Cosbro5389, friend of the channel. Buy a shirt, please. That's my new catchphrase. If you want my good graces, buy a shirt. So you said, words from a couple of good professionals I trust. John Williams, I know him. Tal Hurwitz, I don't know who that is. Once your technique is on point, the 90 minutes practice a day is more than adequate. Did John Williams say on point? Okay, sure. John Williams is like, yo, that technique is fire. Of course, for one's therapy, you could add pieces that strengthen the spirit. The challenge is getting to the on-point part as efficiently as possible. Think gym fitness. Once you have reached your goal, then maintaining it is rather easy. Yeah, that's true, and I know a thing or two about gym fitness. I'm not as fit as I've ever been in my life. I'm not in, like, the shape of my life. I remember what I did to get in the shape of my life. It was something that I had never done before, which, like, before, when I worked out, or when I was more serious about working out, it was just, like, gym, like 45 minutes, 3-day split. I'd go like 5 days a week. I saw like decent gains. It was like okay. It was just like a pretty like slow to normal progression. But during this time when I got into like the shape of my life, I was exercising 5 to 6 hours a day, including like walking. I would like power walk a lot though, but I would put in like 40,000 steps. Not every day, like maybe like an average of like 25,000 a day. That plus working out for like an hour and a half, and then cardio, like elliptical on top of that, like an hour. And keep in mind, like, how did I have time to do this? I wasn't doing YouTube at the time, and I was just teaching. I had like 50 students or whatever, and I pretty much the rest of my time outside of teaching was just like exercising. And I did that for like a year, and I got into like unbelievable shape. Like I was repping out, like I could do 28 pull-ups in one set, pretty heavy bench. I was just strong and fit. Best shape I had ever been in. And yeah, I noticed when I went from exercising like 1 hour a day to like 5 hours a day, my body responded like crazy to it. It's such a huge percentage of the day that your body's like, oh my god, like why is he doing this? I need to adapt, you know? Of course, the most important thing with guitar is consistency. If you practice guitar for like 30 minutes a day for your entire life, you're gonna get really, really good if you keep that consistency. But say that you're like 20 or 30 or something and you haven't been practicing your whole life and you want to get really good and you want to get there like fast, there is nothing quite like practicing 8 hours a day for a year. I mean, at the end of that year, you will have made some guitar gains. Like you just will. Will they have been as efficient as possible? No, like probably the first hour of each day will be like the most quality practice, and then everything just goes to crap after that. But even 7 hours of that crappy practice, you're still just going to be so far ahead. Like whatever the stimulus is for like getting better at guitar, you're just maxing it out every single day, like, and then beyond, you will get way, way better. And it's just inevitable if you're practicing that much. And that's the thing. You don't have to practice that much. You can practice 1 hour a day. You know, that's like a way better use of time too. And you'll still, if you practice an hour a day for a year, you'll get amazing. But man, there's something about the 8 hours a day. When you're playing that much, that long, that consistently, there's something that switches in your brain where I think your brain thinks that if you don't play guitar, you're gonna die or something. It's like, this person is playing guitar for their life. Like, why are they doing this for a third of their life if it were not life or death? Like, what is going on? We need to adapt to this instrument and get as good as possible. And I'm saying this, I don't know anything about biology or anything. Like, these are just my experiences, because I have practiced 8 hours a day before. Just the amount of stuff that you can work on. You might work on pieces for a while, and then with that much time, you also have time to just work on like random stuff that like you maybe like stuff that I never work on now. Like I never work on like major 7 arpeggios anymore, or like any sort of like like left-hand arpeggios, but I used to do them just because I like wanted to work on something and I was just playing guitar and that's all I did all day. I think there's no substitute for that. And it's probably horrible for your hands, I'm sure, like especially if you're not playing with supreme technique. But I don't know, there is something to it. And I think there is truth. Like anybody who is like worth their salt on guitar, they probably had a period in their life where they practiced 6 to 8 hours a day, like an extended multi-month, maybe year-long period. You can argue with me on that. So I'm sure John Williams, that other guy, they say that. I bet they probably went through periods where they practiced that much. 90 minutes is, again, that's a fantastic amount of time if you're doing that consistently for like 10 years or like the rest of your life or whatever. But the difference between 90 minutes and like 120 minutes or like 200 minutes, I think it makes a difference. It adds up. It does. Like even if the last like 40 minutes or so are like really crappy quality wise, it still adds up. Like you see me put in long practice sessions, like you can argue they're not that long. Like sometimes they're like an hour, sometimes they're less, sometimes they're more. But I do really think that probably the most effective practice that you could do, if you have like an 8-hour window and you can practice like 30 minutes per hour of that 8-hour window and put in like a total of 4 hours over the course of an 8-hour period, just allowing your body to just sort of seep in whatever you're trying to master for a long period of time, I think that that does something rather than just a 4-hour span where you're just trying to stay focused the whole time. When you spread it out over like the whole day, it just gives you time to absorb things a little bit easier. I don't think people will disagree with me with that. Okay, I'll end it with this one. It's already been long enough, but this is from Stephen Bornfeld. I mentioned that my professor in college, I have memory of him telling me when I asked him how long does he practice, he said 6 hours a day consistently. And I was surprised by that because that sounds insane to do like consistently. Like a few months, sure, I get it. But for your whole life, oh my God. And keep in mind, this is my memory. I don't want to put words in my professor's mouth. I have no idea if he even remembers saying that. I remember hearing it. I could be wrong though. I could be misremembering. I might have been drunk. I don't know. I was a college student. Was that Christopher Berg who said he practices 6 hours a day? That's surprising. I thought he was a biomechanics / Alexander technique guy. He is. On the other hand, if he can practice that much without injury, more power to him. And then you followed it up with this. I have to look, but I'm pretty sure David Leisner in his book thinks that's excessive. Are you referring to this book, Playing with Ease? Well, if he thinks that's excessive, he sounds like kind of a nerd. Practice 6 hours a day, bro. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Sorry, David Leisner, if you're listening. I don't mean that. I mean, you are a nerd. So am I, though. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Berg is a biomechanics Alexander technique guy. And again, I don't want to put words in his mouth because I haven't like had a conversation with him in like 4 years. So I have no idea what he thinks now. And I'm only just going off my memory of lessons with him. I believe that if he is practicing 6 hours a day, he would probably strive to do it in a way where it wouldn't injure him. He took that very seriously, like longevity. I don't know if this made it as one of the titles of his book, but this phrase always really stuck with me. Practice like there is a tomorrow. Like off of the phrase like practice like there's no tomorrow. You should practice like there is a tomorrow. In that you should practice in a way that allows you to keep playing. I mean, I believe that he could have practiced 6 hours a day. And I believe that if he did, he probably did it very safely. So I'll end it with that. I'm not going to get too far into that one. Let's wrap this thing up. I need to get to practicing. My thumb's feeling good, so I'm pretty happy about that. Got a beer in my hand, got shirts to sell. Again, if you want to support me and the Sore Hands team, be sure to buy a corporate Sore Hands shirt. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. You can take that to the bank. What is this monster I am becoming? Oh my God. Let's go ahead and make our way to the piano bench, shall we? My Kindle is low on battery still. It's just always going to be low. My main thing right now, I want to work on the Morel Sonatina movement too. That would be pretty dope if I got that thing memorized and played it today. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. I've yapped enough. So, I will see you on the other side. Ooh, you know what? It hasn't been that long, but I'm feeling that beer. It's really strong, so I think I should play for you sooner rather than later. So let me bring you closer. Alright, so I'm going to play the Morel Sonatina movement 2 for you. I did change pants just because the other ones are bothering me with like slipping and stuff. Let's go on a journey together. Okay, that's... Man, every time I play the last two lines, it always feels like such a joke. Actually, considering, because I really haven't been working on this piece as much as I used to, the fact that I even made it through that part is actually pretty good. I definitely need to work on that, though. I mean, the ending is just so horrible. I'll have it soon, though. I think I'm going to keep working on that now. Oh yeah, if I didn't make that clear, I'm not done practicing yet. I just wanted to go ahead and play before I, like, drank too much. So, because a couple more ounces of that beer, and I don't think I'll make it through quite like I just did. So, that's the end of the show. I'm going to practice now, and then I'm going to talk to you a little more after that. I'll see you there. I mean, I haven't even had one beer yet. Only one beer. It's 9.5% and 20 ounces. I might as well have just drank like 5 Bud Lights just in a row. Really trashy like. But it doesn't seem as trashy because it's like, oh no, it's a craft, you know, Voodoo Ranger. Smell that? Smells like hops and alcohol. Alright, I'm gonna work on that ending. See you there. I think I'm done. I could probably practice more, but my thumb feels pretty good. You know, it's like good. I don't want to like push it though. I'm just like saying stuff to you right now. Yeah, I don't want to push it. I feel like sleeping one more night and then just waking up in the morning and just practicing again. I feel like that would probably be not a bad move. But I got in some good practice, like almost like an hour or so. It's just one session. It's whatever. So I think that's pretty good. I'm also, my brain's a little foggy right now too. That beer is strong. I like haven't eaten dinner yet. I'll talk to you about it in the outro. I'll see you there. Hey, well, you know, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Hey, want some guitar lessons? I'll teach you how to play guitar. Of course. Classical guitar. Not any kind of guitar. Not electric. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry. What else we got? Oh yeah, comment questions. I answered some comment questions today, though they weren't really questions, but they're more just like, you guys just said stuff to me. I responded to it. Okay, I'm gonna make some food. So, I'll see you tomorrow.